So I've been obviously embarrassing Christians because they didn't know, they didn't understand their Bible. They didn't understand a lot of it, and I should be teaching. I should be teaching, but I mean, to think about what's happening to me right now with discovering Michael being um, an angel and trying to help me wake up people so to save them from COVID, or I guess they were calling it the devil, because of all the people that were dying and stuff. It didn't have to happen. Um, like a lot more could be done. I mean, it's possible that people will stop getting sick, like they'll stop getting colds and flus and stuff if they change their habits, or I'm not really sure what it is that makes me so different, because I mean, I've been eating food that's gone bad. It surprises me that I don't get sick. Like why does it do that for me so much? But anyways, so to think about, okay, so the names of the people in the country and people and places have been having to do with what's going on. It really explains everything. And it's really would be it should be a spiritual, beautiful experience for people to discover. But weird. So I guess with Killingsworth, that's like that goes to abortion because of Scully and what happened with Kathleen. That's really weird. DJ Scully. And everything that happened. And like, think about like, why people didn't get this going a long time ago. Kind of shows. I mean, it was not really just Facebook. It was people. It was my ex-girlfriend lying and not wanting to admit to have made a mistake, or not wanting to correct it. And the people that helped her, they don't want to admit that they made a mistake. But that's really weird. But anyways, so wow, that's so crazy. There should be some kind of job though, like I think the Mormons. Well, I mean, their names. Okay, so I just discovered with Bill Garner. The pictures that they used for his funeral. he used the color red to try to help me bring pre-death funerals to his wife, Hazel. And so the name Hazeltine has been, time to do this for Hazel. And it's absolutely amazing. And I know their family, would go through the same thing as me. It's like, wait, I wasn't supposed to be famous. Like, that's too big. What the heck? Hollywood and all that stuff. It's huge, right? But it is real, though. That's actually what happened. Like Michael Landon, who did the Little House on the Prairie. I mean, Holly would have been that girl that ran over the meadow or whatever. Holly was that girl. Like, but anyways, so yeah, it doesn't. So when they were saying, like, when I was trying to wake the Mormons up, and they were saying, oh, well, the Garners weren't really Mormon, blah, blah, blah. And then I started to notice, like, which Hazel Street, or which Hazel is the location and stuff like that, and started to go that direction. I was like, what the heck? And it was just happening from their fears and just not wanting to look into it or accept it and not spending the time on it. But yeah, it makes a lot of sense to me that they should with something like a job that is like teaching them and showing them what's happening and what he's doing. It's really dangerous, like everything that happened, because I don't really know. I don't really know. Other people don't know. And then, it goes to the Walking Dead or whatever and all that stuff was synchronized to prevent violence, I guess, to wake people up to what it appears or what it could appear when it's actually the opposite. It could be the opposite. I don't really know, right? But so, because I mean, I didn't even think that somebody could have thought that I was joking or being ironic when I shared that I had a dream of Jesus or whatever. It took me a whole year before I even thought about that being possible. And then I thought, oh, somewhere out there, somebody, thought I was joking or thought I was being ironic or wondered if I was just being mean. That's crazy. But I mean, I understand that, I guess, now. But, and then, that was scary to think that people were thinking I was a bully and wanting to teach me a lesson or something. But I mean, they would have been witnessing miracles and stuff constantly happening to me. So I have to assume, somebody was trying to help me or something. Okay, so anyways, what I'm able to do though, so Bill, with the color red, it goes to, like, it shows how he taught his kids. it goes to like it goes away from the horses, because Jeff like saved himself for his wife, and he actually did that. That's extremely rare. And you know, they were like a really nice family, possibly too nice, right? They were really nice. But anyways, hardworking family, and it's really beautiful waking up to that and seeing where the red is carried in those photos that he left behind, because it shows there that he's trying to help his wife. So I mean, it really makes sense to invest, to find somebody to invest in what I'm doing here, because like it would really help them, and it would make people so much nicer, you know, if people were thinking that they were going to be thanked while they lived, rather than, you know, doing it like we used to, waiting until people are dead and then saying goodbye. Doesn't make as much sense. But yeah, that'd be really cool though. So very, very wow, incredible found in those pictures how the red is carried, and it goes to like his boys and stuff, and kind of shows his influence. The stone element, you know, like the reason they walk like an Egyptian. See, all this stuff, I should be teaching it. I should be teaching Egyptian. I should be teaching what the Bible actually says. And it would really, really tremendously help. It would help, you know, religions and stuff. It would help them fix it. But I mean, the Mormon Church, they should come up with something right now that is like a teaching job, because I'm able to actually prove that the prophet's responding to me, and that prayers are real, and that they're trying to help, and that and you know, some of these locations I'm finding are really special. They may have been totem poles or something like that in the past, but also doing the A-rated thing is really important too. You know, I want to do an A-rated, like having an investment there too is really important. Having an A-rated film, and it's found in their names too, of the Mormons. The bishop for the last church I went to, his name has LA2 in it, LA2 or something like that. But I mean, to think about what he could do for his people, and you know, he would have a spiritual experience, actually witnessing proof potentially that he's, you know, that the street names in Hawaii or whatever are having to do with the movie he's come up with for his past lives, because he's Tongan. Does it make sense? So it's like they've been waiting for us. They've been waiting for me to come and help them do this, because we have yet to participate in saving those people. And that's the frame of mind the people making those kinds of films will have. That's a really big deal. That's a really huge thing. It's like every war is still going on, hasn't ended. And so there's always more that can be done to end a war, if that makes sense. So I don't really know about the rest of the world. It's probably dangerous to repeat what I just said with bad timing, but America has its history of forming America, and the 4th of July always has the fireworks and stuff like that. We can carry it into, because it's always, for symbolizing freedom and being able to have the rights to, work on your own future and choose your own partner, stuff like that, right? It's weird to think of what was actually happening. They were always connecting to natives and Indians and stuff while they were in America, and they were probably getting, orders constantly from England, and there was always this influence coming from the Americans that were there before them, sharing space with them. And so there's always something we can do now to try to stop them from killing Indians, or stop the Indians from killing them and taking their stuff or whatever. A lot of it was theft, because they would feel justified in doing what they were doing because of theft or whatever. But it's messed up. Or, what are we supposed to do up here, But that is a way to stop a person in their tracks, to show, there is constantly a fork in the road, and we can choose to participate in saving our past lives, and it wouldn't need to be forcing anything, just asking questions, encouraging, and I think the scaring straight and the punishment we had comes from neglect. And really should be fixed. Because when somebody is not around, it's like a parent that hasn't been around, and then they're expected to fix it, and so they show up and they're like, okay, what did you do? You have to be punished because you're not supposed to do this. But if they were there, it probably wouldn't have happened, or they would have agreed with what was going on. So the punishment wouldn't have existed. And that's very real. That's extremely real with how punishment actually comes from neglect. But in a house with a family, and where we find punishment is real, it's going to be more real where the parents aren't there or whatever, or because if they have the time, who has the time for that, if they have the time to spend with their kids and stuff, the more that they have time with them, the more their influence will affect them, and the less likely they'll do something that they would be punished for. But anyways, to think of what we could do though for the natives and our past lives now, they are still fighting, they're sharing space. They're still, going to Korea, they're still going to Vietnam, they're still going to Civil War, they're still going to World War II, all those things, right? But what are we supposed to do? But anyway, so I think the wiser focus is, focusing on earlier times, or working on that, and Of course, I'm not saying that people should just, you know, not stand up for their rights or whatever. But of course, as a parent, I would be concerned if my child's rights are being taken away and they're not able to choose their partner or something like that, or their plan their own future is one of the biggest things. Because I know my parents messed me up when they planned my future. They always seem to get a portion of what they expect, and a parent might expect you to fail. And they kind of do that to their kids. But it's true though. When I have kids, I know from what I've witnessed and what's happened, it's a lot more wise to make tools and work really hard and do the guilt trip gifting. Punishment is crying. Seeing your daddy cry or something seriously is actually effective. But I think about all that and what could happen. So, like how could addition been used to settle conflicts when America started? You know, what if addition was used everywhere there was a disagreement until they agreed upon it? You know, it kept coming down to their stuff, and it's like, this is mine, or this needs to be mine. But it's true that there was more that could have been done. They could have come up with something. They could have used addition potentially until they came up with the same thing, you know. But they made it in a way that's not killing people. Honestly. And they could have done it in a way that actually made the English king more money and stuff. And just using addition and just, you know, doing it until they figure it out. So the investments, though, I wasted a lot of time, you know, and I guess it's not totally wasted, but I need to ask for help, ask for investments or whatever. But I know the Mormon Church, I know their souls are trying to help me. They're going to sleep, so I need to wake them up to this. It's weird to think about, is it disrespectful to use a book or whatever, or ask a person questions? And I think, no, when I'm an author, you know, like, what the heck? That's crazy. I want people to do that. That's the point of writing. You know, I'm trying to share myself. I'm trying to connect with people. It's not like an interrogation thing, or it's not like that's even really possible. I think what people will witness is that people are capable of lying even while they're asleep, and they actually do. And it's not really an effective way to get the truth or whatever, but it is an effective way to build something beautiful, because that was what their intention was while they were working. So tension while they were working. It's really weird. But anyways, so yeah, people. Did he do this? Did he have this intention while he's working? No, didn't. Anyways, but yeah, people are wondered that. Anyways, so with the pre-death funeral thing, that really makes sense. The Mormons must be waking up to what's going on now. A missionary by the name of Paige just contacted me. So it's pretty magical. I think I need to do it more. I think what they really should see is that I obviously need help, now, so that so that nothing bad happens. But it is a really beautiful thing to find out who the characters, whatever, with the books I'm working on, because I was always responding to people and the songs I make and stuff like that. I was always doing that. So it's a really beautiful thing to do. And it's not something, to think that my kid would have to wait for somebody else's approval or whatever, when they're trying to wake up somebody that they were sharing dreams with or whatever. It's kind of scary. So it's like, it's a very safe, beautiful, spiritual experience to find somebody you're dreaming about and then do something that wakes them up, that proves it to them that the dream actually happened or whatever. But people will actually try to do a direction that is the tunnel vision kind of thing, potentially, rather than, it's healthy. I had a dream she was the devil, and it was wonderful for everybody. Somebody could make that up. Say something, should be careful. I'm really sick of what did I say? People not accepting her or us, and trying to change it, trying to make sure that she becomes goth in somebody else's way or something stupid. I wasn't really trying to make anybody goth. I was kind of scared of the bondage thing. So, I know I could be a really, really good person for the public. I really have nothing to hide besides when I was younger, parties, whatever, treating myself. That was really stupid, but all the stupidity is proven and shown easily. Um, but it's really not as big as what other people hide. So, it seems that everybody knows that.
Hello,
Seems that everybody knows that. So, it's part of why this has been happening for me. Weird. I'm really lucky that I pretended that people were aware of me while I was a child and stuff. Because they always were where they went to sleep. They always were. They witnessed the whole thing. Really crazy. So, um, so, but what I've really been doing has been trying to give it back to them and trying to honor their names. And I came up with something that is tremendously helpful for every name that's responded to me or whatever. But I need an investment. I need somebody with money and power that believes and goes, yes, I approve what you're doing and, support you. I'm not going, to say I'm not going to mess up is stupid. I need to know where I mess up though. But, normal way. But, seeing the, comments and stuff like that. I need that. Okay, well, anyway, so what a beautiful thing, though, to find this beautiful Christmas tree light for the goth people that have been like lost in Halloween is every day or whatever. And I came up with something that really encourages people to be healthy and live a long time and make amends. It's very beautiful. But I mean, there's so much more than that, though. But I mean, I would love to be able. I'm really excited for what I would do, like in the future, to think of like helping what's already there, or doing my own thing with the deep stare, you know, for dancing and stuff like that. Because I never want to stop getting in a costume or whatever. I never want to stop. I always want to have that side of me, and that's something I should be able to do. On the when showing people America or whatever. But I need more layers. Like old Hollywood, has costumes and should be really cool. So just need help right now. It's really important. It makes me feel like it endangers people, because they haven't been contacting me, and should have done more to contact me instead of being frightened or whatever. I'm not like trying to change. Things in a forceful way or anything like that. But, I guess. Well, anyways, so So, um, so I need to. So, So I need to. Need to get investment. I mean, right now, with the names and everything, Oakland, it shows with the names and everything, because I had this dream of picking up all the garbage, right? Like right now. Why doesn't it happen right now? All he has to do is just point and just do some advertisement. Very, very simple. Or just invest in one of my many things, Um, talking about President Oaks or whatever, because the Oakland is right there. But people right now are assuming that he just wants me dead in a place that is supporting what he's doing while he's doing whatever he wants, and then just uses it as an opportunity over my dead body, and that's really dangerous. That's really stupid. I mean, of course, people are going to go there because why haven't I been helped more? But I haven't been asking. And they haven't had their attention here. And I look the way that I do or whatever. The identity that I've had in Utah, it shouldn't have been bad or anything, but it was really stupid. It's really stupid. It's a dumb kid. Very dumb. But I mean, but yeah, Oakland is has a lot of garbage there, and so it makes sense. But, you do that. I mean, I know if they just simply invested in one of the things I'm working on, I could teach people. Okay, the thing is, they've always been scared about not being accepted as Christian or whatever. They've always been like, oh, we're not going to be accepted as, Mormons are a church of the devil or something, or it's like, it's not really Christian, it's blah, 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 blah. But I mean, they're going to be so embarrassed of what the Bible actually is. They're not going to really be doing that. They're not going to be wanting to do that. They're going to be, I mean, the healthier direction is like, using addition on what's already there. What came from the translation is not even, I mean, when you figure out what it actually was, it's embarrassing, like how off we were, But I mean, I know Jews will agree with that because they'll find the same thing. And people will keep getting smarter in the future, and they'll keep figuring it out more, and they'll go, oh, whoops, we didn't even translate it right. It's totally off. I guess that person a long time ago didn't understand it. That's that's easy to understand. But, why did Cain? My God, that's the best example. Cain and Abel. I mean, just the very, very first book, Genesis, and how off it is. The translation is very, very real. Is very, very embarrassing. I mean, it's like, Cain and Abel. What was it? Somebody should invest in me to teach it, to be teaching them. And it's a really big deal. It's a big difference. I mean, Cain and Abel, Abel had the basket because he was going to trick his brother, and that killed him. That killed him because he was naughty, and they're going to eat pig, and his brother's going to be tricked into thinking it's actually him. While he goes on some journey, goes to some other tribe or something, like a school vacation, and then comes back, surprise his brother. I wasn't eating. And that was something, that people used to do. That was something that was normally accepted for parents to make sure their kids, were trained. Isn't that scary? Because of the spot, the most furthest tribe or whatever, where they were trying to train them to actually be able to eat somebody that's dead, to survive if it happened anywhere, and they actually had to. That's really scary. But to think that they actually were doing that, or Cain didn't want to kill Abel, that's not even true. And the stuff that they've been teaching, like right now, it's seriously embarrassing. But I mean, that's where the Mormons really should wake up and investing in me right now, and just direct traffic my way, and and I can show them what it really said. We can go back to the spot where they where they were translating everything, and then go, oh, there it is. It was just incomplete. It just just needs some more stuff added. And it's not like that they're incorrect. It was just incomplete. Like in all those spots in the Bible where they talk about, we're translating it anyways. They already knew that it was incomplete, because you have to be there in order to understand it, because they are verbs. The earliest, not really with Hebrew though, but that's not true. It was kind of the same. It was kind of the same. The earliest languages, though, the characters were like verbs and more, It wasn't like a story. Some person's going to use it to share a story. No, nobody ever had the time to do that. That's crazy. That would not be accepted. That wouldn't be accepted anywhere. They'd be like, what the heck? Are you crazy? You want to kill everybody? We're never going to have the time to read. Seriously, though, that's what they would have. God wouldn't have approved it. God wouldn't have approved the Bible, and the God that the Hebrews are mentioning, the God that defeated Satan or whatever. He wouldn't have approved the Bible and being a story told and stuff like that, in the way that it's done today, because of the time that it takes and everything. They would have thought that it was a death sentence, because people would be coming up with excuses not to work. They would have been freaked out, and that's because the earliest alphabet, the letters are verbs, and the definition is always going to change. It always depends on what's going on. And it's like using the language of Adam today. If you go to my YouTube channel and learn that, the language of Adam, it shows that it's really simple. Like the person's name, the definition is always going to be different depending on where they are and what's going on. It's similar to that. So where the Bible was translated, that's where they messed up, because they didn't add enough. Maybe they didn't even understand it. Maybe they were just trying to, maybe they're working on something, I don't really know. But it shouldn't be difficult, though, to help them fix it by using addition, to figure out where they translated it and what's missing. Because the people actually think that, there was some evil child born that was evil. It's like, that's not something they would have ever wanted to teach, you know. But an untrained child is evil. That's what they would have taught. So that's really cool to think about. And, that's something that should be happening now. That guy, that bishop or whatever, the Mormon bishop, his name is perfect for, like, doing an A-rated story for his people, for the Tongan people. That's really cool. I've been working on my own tree or whatever. And I've been thinking about, for the space I've shared, for the people in the space that I've shared, that's really beautiful. But let's see. Yeah, that's weird to think about. Some people feel like, oh, I don't get included there because I'm not related to whatever. That wouldn't be true, though, because you'd be sharing space and just thinking about it kind of go there. So, I mean, the names or whatever, right now I'm trying to get my car. I need my car. It makes sense to sell my car to, because it was Bedford. And so the last church I went to is found at Car Utah Hers. And why does it say hers? Because it's a hybrid. And it was warning of people trying to force us. It was warning. It was scary. He was trying to save me and trying to help me because of what's found there, because of what happens to me. And so, that makes a lot of sense. Carruthers Street, Carruthers, Car Utah Hers. It's funny, but I haven't been dreaming of her as much lately. But yeah, it should be pretty obvious that it's real, because I wouldn't have done that, I mean, to think of, if you just look into my website, you can kind of see I had options. Why would I choose that? Nobody would do that. I was sharing the truth and what really happened to me. She came to me as my wife in my dreams. And then she was coming to me as a mother of my kids in my dreams. I mean, that right there, since I've proven that, right there should have been understood, and I should have been helped more. Because it's the first time it's happened. And I've been, I'm asking for help right now. I haven't really asked for help before. I threatened to sue because how do I get their attention? It's like when I threatened to sue Facebook. How do I get his attention? Does he even know what Facebook was doing to me? Like, he gave it to hackers and killers and stuff way more than he knows. He should know how dangerous it is. Facebook, seriously dangerous. It should be fixed. It should be fixed. The way that they're able to hide the truth or hide, you know, it's messed up. The way that they're able to kill people, potentially, like somebody could be, they could be just waiting for you know, they just want to wait until the story is a direction that the public will see it when this person's dead, and they're just gonna wait for that. And then, oh look, we did it. Bleh! And then the person's dead, you know, because they're using Facebook to do it. You know, it has to be out there. Like, this person has to, you know, share concerns that there's a dangerous stalker out there, so we can kill her. You know, that could have been real. That could have already happened to Amber Webster, and that could have already happened to Amber Flint. That's really scary. So, yes, what am I supposed to do to get their attention? You should invest in something today, right now, to help me save their family, to help me save myself, to help me save my country, to help me use my broom. I'm not going to take advantage of anybody. I should have gotten paid for the work I did already. I was making tremendously huge discoveries. It's like huge, you know? Somebody discovers this huge thing about, like, just discovering the forbidden fruit is the egg, you know? And then I'm just not allowed to share that anywhere. Or these tapestries are trying to wake me up to save these people that are dying because they don't know how to live without spreading colds and flus or whatever. So that right there is real. So please, you know, let the Mormons know the importance of helping me right now. There are so many investment in A-rated films or whatever be done to clean up things. Let's see, what is it? The language of Adam really, really helps, because to think about, like, my coworkers and what would happen when they're really old, they're laying in bed, and they just, you know, they have time to think, right? Let's say they're in their deathbed, okay? What are they going to trip out about? With, like, you know, and they'll remember everybody's name and stuff like that, and they'll go, wait, this person was named Gaylord, and this person's name is like this, and this person's name is like this, but they don't know how to bring it to somewhere positive. you know? And it could be just, it has been a complete nightmare for people, you know? Because they haven't known what it actually, how, how to make it positive, or where to find the positive. Like, um, like an answer, a conclusion, shouldn't end. It can make the dumbest person, you know? Because if you have the answers, what are you going to seek? It might be the dumbest person's going to have all the answers. So, so, um, so, okay. So right now I do need help. That car would be, I mean, they would make their money back right away from just, you know, giving me a loan right now, enough to get a place to live, or go there, enough to go there, enough to meet Amber and go there. That makes sense, because keeping us apart is really dangerous. You know, I've already shared this online. Other countries in other languages, you know, what are they going to think about while they're placing tax, you know? Well, see, if with this attack here, you know, and then this guy here, you know, they might believe that, you know, he can't die because they're married with children, so that's gonna something stupid, crazy. So you get my point, right? I didn't really think about this stuff when I was just my you know, people woke me up to um, magical. Wow, you're in my dreams. That's real. But we've known since we were children. We knew. We told everybody, and we would share the proof since children, that other people in our dreams were real and had the same dreams, because it is easily proven. You can figure that out right now. The last time you had a dream, you just keep using addition to it, find out what everybody else dreamt about, and you'll find that they actually had the same dreams. But, and it is always connected to the names and stuff like that. So everybody else was there while I was going through this experience, and while the names were doing that, everybody else was there. So, anyways, so yeah, this girl, so I didn't want to waste time because of having dreams, intimate dreams, after finding my lovers in my childhood, and the fact that I didn't have intimate dreams of them until after we broke up was like, wow, I'm not going to waste my time anymore trying to find somebody that, you know, I'm in love with or something, or I want to score with, until I've had a dream of her first. Because I know on their side they did. Because I was healthy and I was good and I was trustworthy, I was honest. But, you know, I was hurt though. I was hurt. And, you know, now I know, I found somewhere that's like, this is for you, this is good, this is for you, you know. That's really weird. But I'm really scared of saying that. I'm really scared of that decision, but I didn't want to I didn't want to be with somebody until I dreamt of her first. I made that decision, and it's been seriously way too long. Way too long. What I did should have been respected more. It should have been encouraged more. It should have been cheered more. And then, people will go into, oh, how dare you do that when you treated yourself? You were supposed to go to a doctor. You treated yourself. Or whatever, It's like, where did I actually do that? Where did I actually do that? How much was it, and what was the situation? And you'll find, oh, the difference. I wasn't trying to party. I wasn't trying to be illegal. I wasn't, not at all. Well, I guess a little bit. Not really. Soldier doesn't improve with some of that stuff. It's really stupid. I need to write a bunch of letters and keep the bridge up, and take this as ordered from, it's not a doctor, it's their commanding officer or whatever, But I mean, I wasn't doing what other people were doing. I didn't have the same goals. All my goals were to clean up, to save people, to help people, to teach, to have children, and I don't know. I'm not very comfortable being around children, but I need to be able to buy space. And how could anybody not understand that? It feels like it could be harmful to them because I haven't been able to buy space. I want to be times better, to be more helpful. Anyways, so stop thinking that somebody's blocking me and all that nonsense. I'm just going to start reaching out for help, and I'm going to I'm going to stop going, oh, blah, 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 I have definitely learned from all this, wow, The Walking Dead and stuff like that really is supposed to, make people make people more concerned, oh, right, it could be something else. And this person can be hurt because nobody can be more attractive than Negan. Or Negan, or whatever that guy's name is. He can't wear makeup, he can't, instead of talking to me, instead of anything. He can't wear, I'm not going to help that guy. He wore makeup. Well, I mean, if I had an investment, they wouldn't be seeing me with makeup. Only where it's like cosplay or like I'm performing or something. You're not going to see it. I've already shared that since the beginning. But, I actually kind of worried about calling myself goth, so what's goth? It's been around for a really long time. Like, I don't want to categorize myself as like bondage stuff. Anyways. Okay. Okay, so, spider. So I should I'll just start reaching out now for help, as if their attention was somewhere else and they weren't putting it on me. I know that was very true, but yeah, so I mean, it does need to be out there and fixed. But I mean, that is pretty cool to prove the angel stuff is real and the dream stuff. Who knows what could happen, you know, if I go, what will happen when I go touring and stuff like that. That'll be beautiful. In my dreams, my wife has gone with me, with my wife. We tour together, I guess. It was like, the plan is to just keep introducing the pentagram in a different language, to help correct the silly superstitions and make it less likely people will be killed that are sharing space with him because of, you know, what they don't know, what they didn't know about stuff that was actually safe and helpful. It was not the devil or anything. It was actually very strict. I mean, the people that followed it didn't really follow it as much as they were supposed to. It's like a cop, you know. But it's supposed to be against premarital relations. Is one of the things. Is the main purpose. Making sure people are trained or whatever, so that they wouldn't kill the people when they did a trade. Because when they would marry off their children or whatever, if the child wasn't a virgin, the child could kill people. So, it's very simple to understand.